What's up, everybody? Hope you're having a great day. I got another project for you. We're going to be making a fluid bed. If you don't know what a fluid bed is, it's just something we use for powder coating. I pour and tie a lot of my own jigs and I powder coat them. We use the fluid bed to get a more even coat. Whenever we put them in the oven, it doesn't cause any dripping or clumping or anything like that. I made one a few years ago. It worked for a little while. It was just kind of one I threw together because I had some stuff laying around. But I'll go ahead and show you the one that I made a while ago, and then we're going to walk you through how I'm going to make a new one. So let's get to it. This right here is the old one I made. I used a paper bag, piece of PVC, smashed it down in there. Well, it actually looked like it was glued at one time. Must have come undone. Like I said, this one's old. Just used a fitting here with another piece of PVC, and it looks like a cap to a paint can or something. A little fitting here for the hose to go in. So right, it worked. It's just something I threw together. Pump off a fish tank, some hose, maybe get some new hose and stuff. Looks pretty old. A little fitting here, you can control the pressures. But let's go ahead and get to see how I made the new one. Well, now you're looking at the makings of my new fluid bed. Kind of heavy duty stuff. You really don't need this. I had a couple of these pieces laying around. I had this right here laying around from a project that I was going to do, but we're going to go ahead and use that. It's super heavy duty. You don't need none of that thing. This is schedule 40 pipe. You don't need that either. It's super light pressures. Just a little cap, some epoxy, fish tank pump, same one as I used on the old one. I did get new line though. So let's go ahead and show you the first steps. All right, go ahead and get this taken apart, figure out which side is going to be your top and bottom. I think we'll make this our bottom right here. It has a seal on it. Yeah, I think that will make that our bottom. But we're just going to put this cap in the end of it right here. You don't need to seal it or anything like that. There you go. That's sealed enough. You don't need to put any kind of epoxy or nothing like that. Like I said, it's super low pressure. You don't need to put no glues. And then what the idea here is we're going to go ahead and put a hole in the side. We'll spin this back on top with our filter material. Let's go ahead and get a hole drilled in here, and then we'll get our hose put in and get the epoxy drying. All right, just going to take a 1/8 inch drill bit. Just go ahead and find out about the middle here. It doesn't need to be in the top or the bottom or anything like that. Then drill all the way through both fittings. Before you put your epoxy on, just take the hose, make sure it fits in there. It should. Oh yeah. That's perfect. You don't need to go in any farther than that. What we'll do is we'll get the epoxy mixed up and we'll get this drying while we get our other piece of PVC cut. Before you cut your PVC, kind of figure out how long you think you're going to want it. I think I'm going to go probably with like a 4-inch piece. You probably go up to about this area right here. Kind of figure out how tall that is and give her a cut. This is the epoxy we're going to go with right here. Just a 5-minute epoxy, nothing special. Go ahead and get it mixed up. So here's a self-mixing one. Just take the tip here and pop it off there. Take the tip here, put it on. Maybe twist it on there. A little bit. Yeah, it's mixing right now. All right, let's go ahead and put a little bit on our hose here. Sure, it's sticking through there. Oh yeah. Put a little bit on the outside here. We'll let that dry. We'll go over and cut our PVC and get with it. Got our pipe marked. Went ahead with 3.5 inches instead of 4. I think that should be enough room to put enough powder that we need. Let's go and get it cut. This isn't the right tool for the job, but my saw is currently in storage, so good enough. All right, you can go ahead and get your PVC put in there. You want to make sure you put this all the way down. That way you don't have a gap in between the pipe and the fitting. Looks like I might need some persuading. There we go. No gap between there. This is where I was talking about you don't want the gap there because you get powder stuck in there. For our filter, we're just using ordinary printer paper. Some guys use paper bags like you saw on my old one. Some use coffee filters, but I think those flow too much. But just gonna get this traced out, just like kindergarten, just trace it and cut. Make a couple of them if you want. We have extras, but we're just gonna make one for now. Alright, I think my teacher gave me an A+ for that. I just passed kindergarten. Alright, next up, get your filter. Place it on there. Put your top cap on. The threaded cap, put it over it. Spin that on there. It doesn't need to be super tight. Got our hose. Epoxy's plenty dry. Go ahead and take our hose and cut it. Let's see how long we want it. Yeah, right there's good. Doesn't need to be an exact amount. We're going to take and put the end here. For the back side of this, we don't want air coming out this side. So we'll just put that on there. Go ahead and cut it. Put a zip tie on here.
See if the zip tie goes small enough. And cut that off.
You want to get your other two hoses hooked up here. Get our pumps. Kind of figure out where you want your pump to set. You don't want it in your way when you're working, so you just put it there and wherever you want. Kind of give an approximate cut here. Nothing exact. It's not that important. Get this put on. Plug those into the pump. Alright, see if the valves are off. That's pretty much it. That's what you're working with. Here you go, your powder will go in here. It is on and pumping. You control your pressure by the valves here. You can kind of hear it in there. Go ahead and close these. Turn it off for now. Alright, let's go ahead and test this. This tube right here might actually be a little long. We might end up cutting that back down. But you just pour your powder in. And make a mess just like I did. Put your cap back on. Gonna clean up. Well, this tube is a little long for what I want to use it for, so we're gonna go ahead and dump the powder back in here. I'm gonna take this tube right here and cut it down.
Purple. Maybe the purple will be easier to see inside there.
Alright, we cut our PVC down a little bit shorter. Spin that back on. Oh, it's gonna be hard to see. Let's see if I got. Let's go ahead and use a purple. Maybe the purple will be easier to see inside there. Let's go ahead and try that. Open it up. There you go. Kind of see it moving around in there now. Almost looks like I made a mess. That's what it looks like. It looks like I made a mess. But just got to get your pressures down. If it's volcanoing like that, you can turn your pressure down just a little bit. There you go. Powder now is now fluid. Exactly what you want. Gives it a more even coat over your jigs. Well, let's go ahead and try one out. Alright, let's show you guys what we got going on here. Let's go ahead and get our fluid bed up to where we want it. A little high. There we go. We're just going to be powder coating one of these 1/2 ounce football jigs. These are one of the ones I pour, but we'll save that for another video. A lot of the problem these guys have whenever they're pouring or powder coating these things is getting the powder coat out of the eyes. Well, the eye don't need to be powder coated. So what I do is I take these little pieces of heat shrink and put them over the eye. When I heat, I'll show you guys what we're doing. So we'll get another one done here. Take the heat shrink, put it on there. Turn on.
I think these inside the toaster oven.
And dip that down in there and pull it out. And you got that nice and power coated, nice and even. Take your other pair of pliers, pull it off there. You got a clean eye. It hardens that powder coat on there nice and solid. Let's go and get another one done. Get this turned on. That put on the eye.
Get this turned on.
Dip it in the fluid bed. Comes out. Take and pull the heat shrink off. Oh, that one didn't come off. Take and hang that inside the toaster oven. Slide those in. When you guys are done with the powder, you can either put a cap on this, one of the test caps, if you just use that color a lot, and it'll keep the moisture out of it. But when you're not using it, see if you can just put it back in its container. You don't want moisture getting in this.
Trying to do this without making a mess.
Trying to do this without making a mess. Almost impossible. Before you guys do another color, if you don't want purple in your color, take this apart. You take your filter. You can cut more filters. Like I said, it's just printer paper, but take filters and clean them off. Get back on there. You can take your top part of your cylinder and clean the powder out of it. I don't normally pour powder in this color. It's normally just black or brown, maybe a green pumpkin every once in a while. Clean enough. Put back on. This thing isn't a must, but I mean, if you powder coat anything using that powder tech and just doing it right out of the jar, this right here is amazing. Well guys, thanks for watching the video. It was a fun project and it's gonna make powder coating way easier. It was a ton better than the old one that I made, and it's gonna make a lot more even coat on the jigs or weights or whatever you're gonna powder coat. But if you guys like the video, give a thumbs up, subscribe. If you guys know anybody that likes fishing stuff, share with them. But like I said, thanks for watching and goodbye.